fourth quarter is your time?
I think, fourth quarter is about finding matchups. There were a couple guys in foul trouble. Excuse me. And JB got rolling. And myself and other guys were feeding off his energy. He had some big shots. He threw a pass to me in the corner. So I think his play, especially in the beginning of the fourth, kind of propelled us. It gave everybody that spark the rest of the fourth.
In the end of the regular season, you had a couple of tight losses, and you told us, like, this is going to be good for us. This is what we're going to have to expect. Let's get used to these kind of things. How did those lessons carry over now that in this series you're closing out games in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, I think the ones late in the season, the ones in the beginning of the season, when we were having big leads and blowing them and things like that. It was tough to deal with at the time, but I always said that it was going to make us stronger. And I think, a big growth of our team is our mental toughness and how we respond to runs. And I think we've been doing a good job of that.
You outscored KD and Kyrie combined tonight, and we're locking out KD a lot of the night. Do you feel like you're ascending to be one of the best players in the NBA like you've been talking about wanting to do for a while?
Honestly, that's not something I'm thinking about. I'm certain that, that's what Twitter and, TV will say, but, myself and all the guys in the locker room, we just worried about, one game at a time and winning. Myself, I'm not trying to make it a one-on-one thing or a matchup thing. For me, just trying to go out there and play as hard as I possibly can, give it everything I got on both ends and, do whatever I can to, ensure that we get a win on any given night. And everybody on our team is doing that, sacrificing, competing, being on the same page. So, not necessarily focus on, individual matchups and things like that. As long as we win, that's all that, we care about.
Jayson, what was your reaction to Rob coming back, and how do you look to you?
Oh, man, I was extremely excited. I might be Rob's biggest fan. Rob and Bradley Beal is probably my two favorite players. So getting Rob back is huge for our team. Even in limited minutes, how much of an impact he made on the game. Even if it doesn't show up, just his presence, being a live threat, rim protector, great passer. So, Rob was big for us off the bench tonight. And, if we was going to do anything special this year, this postseason, we definitely need him.
I think you threw the first lob to him, and he threw down. What kind of gave you the confidence that he was ready for that?
Just seeing how hard he's been working. I think that's what I've seen from Rob since he, has been injured. How hard he's been working to get back, 2-a-days, weight room, treatment. I've seen the, maturity, in his last month, because he know how much he means to this team and how much we need him. So I've seen how hard he worked, and it just felt good to just throw it in there and he go grab it.
Jayson, so 1:27 left in the third, you got an offensive foul, and you were furious about it. I think some previous calls you were kind of unhappy about. You kind of stormed to the bench. I know you kind of shoved Bruce Brown aside. You were really pissed. You took a 12-second break, then you were on that floor for that 8-0 run to end the quarter, then 14 in the fourth. What happened in that little span that you gathered yourself and was able to make that impact in the fourth quarter as opposed to going the other way?
Yeah. For the most part, I'm a laid-back, calm, quiet, reserved person. But when I get between those lines, I care. And, it means a lot to me. And sometimes my emotions get the best of me. But, I'm very passionate about what I do. And, those 12 seconds on the bench calm me down a little bit and, refocus back to the game.
Did you think that did you kind of say, Jayson, I need a break, Or, I mean, when you walked off the floor, I mean, did you just, it seemed like,
I think just naturally when you sit down, just take a deep breath, gather yourself, whether you think about it subconsciously, you just kind of regroup.
You told us you took the challenge of guarding KD. How much pride are you taking in that matchup?
I'm just following the game plan, and I think the most important thing about, what we're trying to accomplish is that we all on the same page and that, we all competing. I tell the guys all the time in timeouts, especially late game, my message is nobody plays harder than we do. And, I'm always reminding guys, whoever's on the floor, guys coming off the bench, that's what I want people to think about us, that we're the hardest playing team in the league. And, 1 through 15. So, when I step on the floor, trying to set the tone, smart. Even Al diving on the floor, we need that from everybody. If Al's diving on the floor, there's no excuse for me not to, or JB. And we all know that. We all got each other's back. So being on the same page, communicating and competing, playing as hard as you can.
As good as your defense is, do you envision, we can make Kevin Durant look that confused, that sort of unsure of himself out there, or is that even better than you would expect?
I think, in the NBA, you don't guard people how they're playing. You guard them with what they're capable of. So we have to, make it tough. We have to show them a crowd, He's one of the best players of all time, so you can't just let him, get easy looks and be comfortable because it's going to be a long night. It's going to be a long series. And, we competing, and sometimes he just misses. I think that's part of basketball. But as long as we don't give him easy looks, we can live with the result. He's going to get a shot off, anytime he wants. You just got to be there, contest, and just not make it easy.
Would you make the noise in the building again in the game?
Let's go Celtics.
MVP chance too.
I mean, it feels good, especially, on the road. You get it at home. But I'm certain I'm not going to win MVP this year. So just worrying about winning each game. And that's all that, I'm worried about.
There's a thought in the NBA that if you're playing one end, you almost don't play on the other. If you're playing hard defensively, that it takes away from your offense. How are you, first of all, is that a misconception? And then, how are you out there, you're battling KD, physical and all of that stuff, and then fourth quarter, end of the game, you're not fading, you're actually finishing strong.
Something I've gotten better as I've gotten older, as my body has developed, from my first year till now, lifting more, gotten stronger. But I think, mentally, since I, came in the league, obviously I've gotten better defensively, but, I've always, especially my first year, when Brad was coaching, we had Kai and Gordon and Al. So part of me getting on the floor was playing defense. So I've always known that. And as I've gotten older and my game has progressed, just wanting to be, as best as I can as a complete player, playmaking, scoring, and, playing that side of the ball. Because, not a lot of people do it. So I just, something to try to separate myself.
That block looked pretty clean.
No, I fouled him. I thought I didn't, but I fouled him.
Thank you.
All-star and All-NBA performer Jayson Tatum, who